stairs. I used to feel the weight of the glass. Now it's like I'm not even standing there. It's like I'm in the wisp in the air. I used to feel the weight of the glass. I used to feel the weight of the stairs. Now it's like I'm a wisp in the air. It's like I'm not even there. I know why. And still it makes me cry. I know why. I levitate to the line. I know why. I still cry. The wisp in the air. And it's like I'm not even there. I used to feel the weight of the stairs. I used to feel the weight of the glass. Now it's like I'm not even standing there. A will of the wisp in the air. I should never care. But dare I dare? I know why. And yet I cry. I know why. I levitate to the light. I levitate to the light. And I know why. I can make her cry. Make her wonder why. I can make her cry. I can make her wonder why. Let her levitate to the light. I'm buried what's inside. Let her levitate to the light. I'm buried what's inside. You can make her cry. It's like the world's unaware, and misselected was ever there. Though I carry on your earthly affairs, I'll carry on your earthly affairs. It's like I'm not standing there. I'm just a will-o-wisp in the air. Go on with your earthly cares. Go on, be unaware. I know why. I can make you cry. Reveal what's buried inside. You levitate to the light. There's nothing more to hide. If you levitate to the light, there's nothing more to hide. Don't need to bury that. Don't need to bury that inside. Don't need to bury that pride. If you levitate to the light, there's no one to hide. No one in the night. If you levitate to the light, you don't need that foolish pride. You don't have to bury what's inside, and then you could really cry. You bury all that pride. And you wouldn't be on time if you levitate to light and you kill all that pride. You wouldn't be out of time if you levitate this lie. Bury what's inside. You bury all that pride. Bury all that pride. Bury that pride.
This is Phantom Electric Ghost, and this is a continuing series of song explanations or deconstructions. The current song we're talking about is called Widow of the Wisp, Ethereal. And my alter ego, Josephine Electric, is singing the lead as she is the lead singer of my electronic band called Phantom Electric Ghost. And in this song, we are using to great effect the make noise morphogene, running a reverse tape loop type sound that is, the morphogene is a Eurorack module. We've got it in an Arturia 6U rack brute. We also have a make noise math utility module. And we took a Phantom Electric Ghost song and we ran it backwards like a tape loop effect that you would do from the 1970s, like a George Martin technique, a Beatle-esque technique of running one of our own songs backwards. And we put that down on our Zoom multi-track recorder. It's going through an MX1 mixer before it hits the Zoom. And we have an R24, and we use that as like a sound painting type tone that we play to. We then played a piano chord arrangement over it, and then we tracked, using our studio electronics microphone, the Josephine Electric vocals. And this song is basically Josephine's talking about when she became a ghost. And, it's both, Phantom Electric Ghost is a collection of phantasms or spirits or ghosts that have a band. It's kind of like a Gorillaz concept where the members are, and the members are ghosts. We got Phantom Electric Ghost, you got Josephine, you got Stephanie. Those are the characters. And we've always realized that Josephine is this ethereal being. She can become, more human. And there are examples of her acting like a human soul or human, existence, but she also is a spirit and she can be ethereal. And this is when she discovers early in her existence that she is a ghost, because suddenly people can, walk through her. They kind of don't see her. She can still see them. And she kind of is talking about, she knows why, how she became a ghost, but you don't really know how. And she still talked about how she cries about the day she became a ghost, like the day she died and became a ghost. But you don't really know what happened. It's kind of like you got to imagine for yourself. And we've got this kind of really murky mix with the piano being affected and Josephine being pretty emotional in her delivery of, the day she realized that she is not like everyone else. She's a ghost. She's, you know, kind of is a wisp, like a will-o'-the-wisp. She's like a, a little breath of wind going through the world. And she can touch people, but people don't really see her. She's intangible at this point. This is before she realized she can become tangible. And so I just took that kind of feel of this idea that she's a spirit. I kind of used my sound painting concept of doing stream of consciousness, very kind of jam band, atmospheric type of synths. And because I have a Moog, Mother 32, and I have the DFAM, there's a DFAM beat, a drummer from another mother, being used in this song in combination with the Arturia, which I think I've talked about the Arturia Mini Brute 2S, which is part of the Rack Brute system. It allows you to do really cool blending of waveforms and really interesting looping. And the LFO is there's 2 LFOs, and you can do a lot of really cool modulation and looping techniques without even using the sequencer. But the DFAM I have using to great effect. The DFAM is not just a drum machine. It can do bass tones. It can do otherworldly tones. You can use its sequencer to trigger other analog instruments in a Eurorack. I've used it with my math module to do very interesting modulations. It is very powerful. You can act as an LFO. It can act like an oscillator. You can play the filter like a Moog. It's a lot of cool things you can do with it. And in some cases, I like to actually manually play the filter during the length of a song to create kind of haunting analog sounds. And I do the same thing with my System 1M. System 1M is a very awesome machine from Roland for doing atmospheric synth kind of sounds, and I use it in combination with a BeatStep Pro to trigger it. I didn't use the JDXI a lot in this song because I've been using the VTO3 for Josephine's vocal. It's a vocal transformer unit. And, my workflow is pretty interesting at this point. We would like to incorporate the Moog grandmother because we've got a DFAM, we've got a Mother 32. We think we'd love to use that spring reverb and the sine wave capability because we don't have any instruments with a sine wave right now. So it would be really cool to be able to do that, to have that, and bring that to our palette of things that we want to use. And we think that probably that all the synths this year, we think the grandmother is probably the best bang for the buck. I mean, you're getting some of the modular modules that would cost you tens of thousands of dollars in a machine that costs less than a Mini Moog. It's significantly less than a Mini Moog, like 1/3 the cost of a Mini Moog. Now, it doesn't have the length of a keyboard of a Mini Moog, but you can take care of that by just running MIDI. It has some really cool things that the Mini Moog doesn't have. And so it is a valid instrument. You could have this and a Mini Moog. I think the grandmother stands with a lot of the Moogs. There's a reason to have a Mother 32. There's a reason to have a DFAM. There's a reason to have a subsequent 37. They all sound different. They all have different capabilities. So if you had the budget, you get them all. On that vein, there's a big contest for the Moog Foundation for the awesome. There's an awesome Moog that when Moogs had a polyphonic instrument, back in the day, there was a polyphonic Moog, and they're actually doing a raffle for that machine. And I'm having an elderly moment while I'm forgetting the name of that synth. It's a great synth. But what I'm also, was hoping that one day Moog would get back into doing polyphonic instruments. They seem to have not been their strength. They let Prophet kind of stay there. And, Prophet, maybe that's why there's a good relationship between Moog and Prophet because they don't really step on each other. But it would be really cool to see a polyphonic Moog in the future. But I don't know if that would cause some issues with their friendship with Dave Smith. But I really think this year, I love the Prophet X, but a $4,000 machine is kind of out of budget of a lot of musicians. the prologue is a very good instrument. It's like $1,500. That's a decent synth. But the grandmother, even though it's monophonic, you could make it paraphonic, is probably the best bang for the buck this year out of all the synths I've seen. I think it's really awesome. Yeah, the Memory Moog, it just came back to me. The Memory Moog would be awesome to see them do that again and do a more stable version of a Memory Moog. I think a lot of people would be willing to pay profit like money for that. We are in the mode now of accepting fan donations. We are hoping part of the fan donation process would be that if you subscribe to us, that we will do product reviews. We will continue our interviews with indie bands from around the world. We will work toward doing a YouTube version of our show. And we will, work toward actually doing tour dates in the Northeast, in Boston and New York City. So if you fund us, you'll help us toward that, plus our release of our Dark Ghost album on physical CD and vinyl, which is our latest project. And you'll help be able to get exclusive downloads ahead of the record directly to your inbox if you become a subscriber. We can guarantee that we can do that if you give us your information. So we are also looking for a female co-host, that when we interview bands and do product reviews, that we can discuss that as part of the show. So you can contact us directly through Anchor, through a voice memo. If you favorite Phantom Electric Ghost, you can then connect to us through Anchor and send us a voice memo. We got cut off there for a moment, but what I was talking about is people can subscribe to our Anchor podcast through Anchor directly. We're on other platforms, but if you want to support us, you can support us through Anchor. You have the ability to pay us through Google Payments. There are other methods with your direct credit card. It goes through Anchor. We don't get the information. But we have different levels, like $1 a month, $5 a month, $9 a month. And the $9 a month is the most effective. We get the most money on that one. But like I said, we will provide you, if you provide information and you connect with us through Anchor, through the voice memo system, and provide us an email by sending us a little note, we are able to then send you exclusive downloads of material ahead of the records. And so you will be able to get that as WAV files, high quality WAV files, and MP3 files if you need them, because we have the ability to master our own material. So we are, again, what I was talking about is getting a co-host to be on the show. We're looking for a female musician that's into talking to other indie musicians in multiple genres. And we would do it at least once a week, maybe up to twice a week, depending on the situation. Right now, we're probably only doing it like once a month. But we've been able to interview people pretty much steadily, 3 or 4 people a month. So it's pretty much pretty clear that we could interview up to 3 to 4 indie bands or indie personas. We interview actors, we interview models, we interview artists, we interview musicians and full bands. Multiple genres, from punk to DJ to, Billboard top 10 artists like Kendra Erica, who's going to be on our show next Wednesday. We interviewed her on our previous platform, Spearman. So that's going to be really cool that we're going to be talking to her. We're going to be talking to Kendra Black pretty soon again about her new material. And so we're very excited we're able to talk to a top 10 artists like Kendra Black. Kendra Erica and Kendra Black. We were able to talk to people who are in the Billboard chart. Kendra Erica is actually the top 10 artist, but Kendra Black actually worked with Snoop Dogg. And we're very excited to be working with that diverse group of artists and talking about their process. It's just very cool for me as a musician to be able to talk to other musicians. And I think if you're an artist out there that thinks that's a cool idea, you can send us the voice memo as I indicated, but you got to favorite the Ghost to do that. And we'll talk to you later. We're very excited about the things we're doing.